You might feel 55, but your body could secretly be 65 or 45. Every morning in Japan, parks fill with the sound of gentle music. Dozens of seniors, some in their 70s, move gracefully together, slow arm circles, deep breaths, soft smiles. They're not competing, they're connecting with life, with movement, with themselves. Meanwhile, many of us here in the US wake up stiff, tired, or aching even before the day begins. But what if I told you that the difference isn't just lifestyle, it's biological age? Science now shows that your body's real age can be years younger or older than your birth date, depending on how well it moves, balances, and recovers. In fact, researchers from Nagoya University in Japan discovered that older adults who stay physically active have a biological age up to 10 years younger than their peers. And the good news? You can measure your own body's true age right at home. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 5 simple movements that reveal how young your body really is and how to make it even younger again. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. This might be the single most powerful aging test on the planet, and yet it takes less than a minute to try. It's simple, safe, and surprisingly accurate. It's called the one-leg balance test. Here's what science tells us. In a remarkable long-term study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, researchers discovered something astonishing. Adults over 50 who couldn't balance on one leg for 10 seconds were 4 times more likely to die within the next decade than those who could. 4 times. That's not a small number, that's a wake-up call. But before you give it a try, let's make sure you stay safe. Find a wall or sturdy table to hold on to. Stand tall, relax your shoulders, and gently lift one foot about 6 inches off the ground. Keep your eyes open and your gaze steady. Try to hold this position for 10 seconds. Now pause. How did it feel? Did you feel steady and calm, or did you wobble a little? If you found it hard, please don't be discouraged. Balance is not just about strong legs. It's a graceful dance between your nervous system, your eyes, your inner ears, and your muscles all working in harmony to keep you upright. When one part weakens, the whole system feels it. But the good news is you can bring it back. Start small. Stand on one leg while lightly touching a chair for support. Then, when that feels easy, try standing heel to toe or with your feet close together to challenge your awareness. Once you're ready, add a little movement. Gently turn your head, move your arms, or count backward out loud. These tiny adjustments wake up your brain and reconnect your body's balance system. In Japan, there's a lovely story about an 82-year-old man named Hiroshi. After nearly falling in his garden, he began practicing balance every morning. At first, he could only hold for 5 seconds while touching the wall. 3 months later, he could stand freely for 15 seconds and, more importantly, walk outside again with confidence. You see, balance isn't just a physical skill, it's a reflection of how alive your body's control system is. Practice this for just 10 minutes, a few times a week, and you'll be amazed how quickly your steadiness and your confidence return. Your ability to rise from a chair without using your hands can reveal more about your health and independence than any medical chart ever could. It's called the sit-to-stand test, and it quietly measures something we often take for granted, the strength that keeps you moving freely, confidently, and independently every single day. Let's try it together. Find a sturdy chair, not too soft, not too low. Sit tall with your back straight and both feet flat on the ground. Cross your arms gently over your chest. Now, in just 30 seconds, stand up and sit back down as many times as you can without pushing yourself up with your hands. When you're done, count your repetitions. If you're a man around 50, the average is about 19 times. For women, it's about 15. But don't worry about the number, it's not a test of perfection. It's a snapshot of how strong your legs are right now, and a reminder that every bit of effort counts. You see, this simple motion, sitting and standing, is one of the most important movements in your entire life. It's what lets you get out of bed in the morning, rise from your favorite chair, and go about your day without needing help. But when leg strength fades, those small tasks start to feel heavy. Getting up from the couch, stepping out of the car, or climbing stairs can suddenly feel like climbing a mountain. And when that happens, confidence fades too slowly, quietly, almost without notice. I once met a woman named Carol, 68 years old, who had always been active and independent. But one afternoon she realized she needed help getting out of her favorite armchair, something she'd done effortlessly for years. It scared her. Instead of giving up, Carol made a promise to herself, "I'm going to get strong again." Every morning she practiced this test just 5 minutes a day. She started slowly using her hands for balance when needed, but stayed consistent. After 1 month, she could rise smoothly with control and strength. But what changed most wasn't just her legs, it was her spirit. She stood taller, smiled brighter, and told me, "I feel like I got my freedom back. You can do the same." Begin with chair squats. Stand up, sit down slowly, and repeat 10 times. Try mini step-ups using a small step or stair. Add glute squeezes while watching TV or knee extensions while sitting at the table. Every small repetition rebuilds the strength that time may have taken away. Remember this: strong legs don't just help you move, they protect your balance, your bones, your heart, and your independence. Because staying strong means staying in control of your life, and that truly is priceless. Just 10 minutes a day can bring back not only the power in your legs, but also the freedom, dignity, and joy in your life. This next one might look simple, but it quietly measures how young your body really is. It's called the Sit and Rise test, and it's one of the best ways to see how well your body moves as a whole. Your strength, your flexibility, your balance, and even how your nervous system communicates with your muscles. Here's how it works. Find a safe open space, maybe a living room carpet or a yoga mat. Cross your legs and gently lower yourself to the floor. Now try to stand back up without using your hands, knees, or elbows for support. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But for many people over 60, it's far more difficult than it seems. A large study from Brazil followed more than 2,000 adults between ages 51 and 80. The results were astonishing. Those who struggled to stand up without help were 6 times more likely to die within the next 6 years compared to those who performed well. Why? Because this movement challenges nearly every system in your body. You need strong legs and core flexible hips and back stable joints and coordinated balance. When one part weakens, everything else compensates, and that's when mobility starts to fade. To score yourself, start with 10 points. Subtract 1 point each time you use a hand, knee, or arm to help. For example, if you used one hand and one knee, your score is 8. If your score is lower than that, don't panic, it's not a failure. It's your body's gentle way of saying, "I need more movement." To improve, begin with half get-ups, sitting halfway down, then returning to standing. Try deep squats while holding a wall or chair for balance, and add gentle seated twists to free up your spine and hips. Even just sitting cross-legged on the floor for a few minutes a day can help your joints remember how to move easily again. Think of it as re-teaching your body something it once knew perfectly, the art of natural movement. One woman I met named Linda, age 72, told me she hadn't sat on the floor in years because she was afraid she wouldn't be able to get up again. After 2 months of patient practice, she not only sat comfortably on the ground with her grandkids, she could rise again, smiling without help. Don't be discouraged if you struggle at first. Every small effort strengthens your foundation, because each time you rise from the floor, you're not just standing taller, you're reclaiming youth confidence and control over your body. This next test is short, simple, and surprisingly powerful. It's called the push-up test, and it doesn't just measure your arm strength, it reflects the health of one of the most important muscles in your body, your heart. According to a groundbreaking study from Harvard University, men who could complete 40 push-ups had a 96% lower risk of heart disease compared to those who could do fewer than 10. That's an incredible difference, and it tells us something vital. Your ability to move your own body weight is a direct reflection of your cardiovascular fitness and endurance. But don't let that number scare you. You don't need to do 40 push-ups to benefit. For men over 50, aiming for 15 to 20 push-ups is a great goal. For women, 10 to 15 modified push-ups on the knees is perfectly effective. The key isn't perfection, it's progress. Let's try it together. Find a comfortable surface, a yoga mat or carpet. Place your hands shoulder-width apart, body in a straight line from head to heels. Lower your chest slowly toward the floor, then push back up. That's 1 rep. If a full push-up feels too challenging, start against a wall, then move to a kitchen counter or sturdy table, then down to your knees, and eventually to the floor as your strength grows. Each push-up acts like a mini stress test for your heart. It strengthens not just your arms and chest, but also your lungs and circulation. Every repetition helps your body pump blood more efficiently, bringing oxygen to your muscles and energy to your brain. I once met a retired firefighter named James, age 65, who could barely do 3 wall push-ups when he started. He stayed consistent just 5 minutes every morning. 6 months later, he could do 20 push-ups from the floor, and his doctor said his blood pressure had dropped to a healthy range for the first time in years. You don't have to be an athlete to rebuild your strength. You just have to start where you are, 1 breath, 1 movement, 1 day at a time. Because every push-up you do isn't just a test of your strength, it's a promise to your heart that you're still fighting for your life, your health, and your future. Your grip might seem like a small thing, but it could be one of the most powerful indicators of your overall health and even how long you'll live. It's called the Grip Strength Test, and it measures more than just the power in your hands. It's a window into your vitality, the strength of your muscles, your nervous system, and even your heart. Here's why it matters. A major international study found that for every 5 kilograms, about 11 pounds, drop in grip strength, the risk of early death increased by 16%. In fact, grip strength predicted mortality better than blood pressure or body mass index. That's how closely it's tied to longevity. So how do you test it? If you have access to a dynamometer, a small handheld device, simply squeeze it as hard as you can for a few seconds and record the number. But you don't need fancy tools. You can test your grip at home by holding something heavy like a 1-gallon jug of water or a suitcase for 30 seconds. For reference, men around 50 years old typically average 85 to 90 pounds of grip strength, while women average 55 to 60 pounds. If you struggle to hold for that long, don't worry, you can absolutely build it up. Start with farmer's carries. Hold a heavy object in each hand and walk a few steps. Try towel holds. Wring out a wet towel and hold the twist for several seconds. Use a squeeze ball while watching TV, or strengthen the opposite muscles with rubber band finger stretches. One of my favorite stories is about a man named George, 73 years old, who loved gardening but had to stop because he kept dropping his tools. Instead of giving up, he began squeezing a small rubber ball every day while reading the newspaper. After 3 months, his grip improved so much that he was back tending his garden, and his smile said it all. A strong grip isn't just about your hands. It's about your connection to life, your ability to hold on, to create, to keep doing the things you love. Because every time you strengthen your grip, you remind your body and your spirit, I'm still here, I'm still strong. So how old is your body really? After these 5 simple tests, you might already have an idea. But here's the truth. Your age isn't defined by the number of candles on your cake. It's defined by how you move, how you breathe, and how you live. Your balance shows how steady you are on life's path. Your leg strength reflects your independence. Your flexibility reveals your adaptability. Your endurance mirrors your heart's resilience. And your grip, that small but powerful connection, tells the world that you're still holding on. Every test you just did isn't about judgment. It's about awareness, the first step toward transformation. Because once you know where you are, you can begin to change where you're going. Even small daily habits, 5 or 10 minutes of movement, a little practice each morning, can make your body feel 10 years younger. You don't need a gym, expensive equipment, or perfect health to begin. All you need is consistency, curiosity, and kindness toward yourself. Take these tests again in a few weeks. Notice how your body responds, how your energy grows, how your confidence returns. You'll start to realize something beautiful. You're not just getting older, you're getting wiser, stronger, and more alive than ever before. If you found this helpful, give it a like. Share it with a friend who might need a little motivation, and hit subscribe, because your best years aren't behind you. They're still waiting to be lived. And remember, the information shared here is for general wellness only, and not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor before starting new exercises.